Now, yesterday we received NIO Q3 earnings, which I discussed with you guys. And look, man, all in all, they were good earnings, though the stock price of NIO finished on a red. They were pretty good earnings because NIO did reassure or reconfirm that they are going to hit profitability. At the end of the day, profitability, non-GAAP, it's coming right now in Q4, which is something that is just so great. I mean, yesterday we unpacked both the earnings or the report and also the live earning call, which the NEO executive is answering questions to some of these big financial institutions. And just after those earnings, a couple of hours later, Morgan Stanley came and weigh in on the earnings and with a price target, right? And put a price target, which is something that I want to discuss with you here. It's very interesting, or it's very good to hear what also the big financial institutions are saying about NEO's Q3 earnings. We already know that it was good, but it's also important that we know what they think also about this. Yes, I know sometimes they don't influence our decision in terms of deciding if whether we are selling or buying NEO, but it's always just good to just hear what they say. But before I get to what Morgan Stanley just said about NEO, like this video, please subscribe, hit or click that notification bell, because YouTube still tells me that some of you guys are just watching and have not subscribed. And honestly, guys, it does take me some time, and I'll appreciate if you can just like, if you can subscribe, if you can just hit or click that notification bell so that at least you can be notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's go straight into what Morgan Stanley just said. The main thing that you need to know is that Morgan Stanley is maintaining an overweight, right, with a price target of $9, which, looking at the current share price when you're close trading at yesterday of $5.50, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Part of the reason why, of course, they are maintaining this is because they noticed that the net losses lowered more than what was expected. NEO net losses came at 3.7 billion RMB, beating the estimated loss of 4.3 billion. Vehicle revenue grew 19% quarter to quarter, 21% volume growth. Gross margins rose by 3.9% to 13.9%, right? Which is something that is good because in Q2, NEO gross margin was sitting at 10%. And what was expected, it was 10.9%. Now, the vehicle margin hit 14.7%, and it was helped by scaling of new models like the L90 and the ES8. OPEX down 4%, R&D down 20%, which this is good because the expenses of NEO are also coming down at the same time, revenues rising up. This is a very good sign that shows that indeed NEO is heading to profitability. The last point they talk about, of course, cash balance rising to 9.5 billion RMB, which is a very good thing. They say the only risk that they see is, of course, the guidance, or the only thing that they saw as a risk is the guidance of NEO of 120 to 125. Remember, they cut down from the 150 which they had said they will deliver. Now it's 120 to 125. Now, another risk that they flag is the other sales or non-vehicle sales, which dropped by 10% or to around $360 million from the $400 million we saw on Q2, right? And they also flag the promotion also could be could trim the gross margins, which these are the three things. As you know, that the competition is quite tense or is tough in the US, which leads sometimes some of these EV makers cutting down prices of their models. So these are the only risks: the guidance, the ongoing promotions, and also the discounts that they give based off our promotion discounts that we are getting from this, which is something that is very, very good, something that makes me to look forward. And the non-vehicle revenue or other sales, which dropped by 10%, which that one is no breather, but you can see that these risks are just very light, which is why overall the positive outweighs these risks, which is what is making this bank to obviously increase or maintain the overweight onto NEO with a price target of $9 per stock. I like this, my dear friends. I think this is very good This is very interesting, and it makes me to look forward to what is coming. It makes me to look forward to the latest to Q4 earnings, because NEO managed to do so well even with those 87,000 they we saw in quarter two. They are now non-gap, it's around 15 cents, which shows you that look, profitability is around us, right? NEO is going to achieve profitability, and this is because obviously the expenses are even going to be way better than the expenses from quarter three that we saw, right? So if you think NEO won't make it, you have to think again, right? Because all signs are showing NEO getting to profitability. Yes, the guidance was reduced from 150 to 120 to 125, but things remain unchanged. The biggest thing that investors want is profitability, and profitability we are still going to get in Q4 or quarter four, which is something that is good, something that makes me to look forward to what is coming. So yeah, my dear friends, when I saw this or read this, I thought I'd quickly come and give you the updates. It is good that we are seeing some of the big financial institutions already flagging some positive sentiment onto NEO or after NEO's Q3 earnings, which is very, very good. It makes me to look forward to what is coming. I mean, it's no brain. I mean, that we continue. I mean, it's no brain. I mean, that we are going to be rewarded onto NEO, of course, and there are challenges that might come along the way, but at the end of the day, NEO will win. At the end of the day, NEO will deliver, obviously, the profitability, that is the most important thing that we want in Q4. Yes, guidance was trimmed, but NEO will deliver profitability to us in Q4. And it will be very interesting to see what the other institutions have to say about NEO's Q3 earnings, right? Together looking at the guidance. It will be very interesting, but I'm telling you, those are still coming. Other investors or big fishes are still going to come and comment or give a comment onto NEO, and I look forward to that. I'll be giving you their sentiment, or investors or big fishes in sentiment as to what are they saying about NEO after the Q3 earnings. But anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. Like, share, subscribe, hit or click the notification bell, because it takes me some time to create content like this. I will see you on the next one though. That is all from me, and God bless you all.